How's it going, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another SSR Analysis video, and today we are going to be taking a look at Super Saiyan 3 Goku GT as well as Super Baby 2, and it can both turn into Great Apes, which is a great additional perk. It doesn't happen as often as I would like it to, but it can still get you out of certain situations. But let's go ahead and get started with the Goku. His leader skill gives a 33% attack boost to STR types per STR orb obtained, so he is obviously the STR nuke lead. And nuking isn't really as useful as it used to be. Obviously, its main use now is for the World Tournament. If you didn't know, on a times 20 difficulty, the best way of getting through that particular difficulty is by using a nuke lead and a unit that can nuke. For example, STR Arale, Cell. If you want me to make a separate video on that, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll probably go over the best World Tournament team. So if you want to see that, let me know. But let's move on to a super attack. He causes supreme damage, and he also raises his own attack for 3 turns. So because he doesn't really get that big of an attack boost, it's not going to be that big of an amount of damage, but he can obviously still hit relatively hard, especially if he is linked with a certain unit, which we will go more in depth in a moment. His 12 key multiplier is 130%, which is kind of underwhelming. The units these days normally get around 140 to 150. 135 is acceptable, but 130 is extremely underwhelming, especially for a Dokkan. But fortunately, he does get the Fierce Battle link instead of the Rebirth link. I'm pretty certain that the majority of the Rebirths only get the Shattering the Limit link, which is the Rebirth link. But thankfully, Goku and Baby 2, or Super Baby 2, got the Fierce Battle link, which provides them with an additional 15% attack boost. But the good thing about this Goku is that he is a support unit. So obviously this Goku and Super Baby 2 are completely different units. This one is a support unit, whereas Baby is an offensive unit. But the good thing about this Goku, in addition to his passive skill, is that he allows Super Saiyan 4 Goku to hit extremely hard because he activates all of his links. And of course we will go more in depth in a moment. But his links are very good. His main link is obviously over in a flash, but because you're going to be running an STR team, GT works as well because there are several units in there that do have the GT link. But apart from that, he is a really good unit. Honestly, I feel like support units are extremely underrated. People like to go for units that deal more damage over support units, but I'd rather take a unit like Goku any day, just simply because he allows me to amplify the amount of damage that Super Saiyan 4 Goku can do, as well as my other units. But if we now go ahead and move on to Super Baby 2, his leader skill gives a 33% attack boost to in types per in orb obtained. He causes supreme damage, and he also lowers attack. I find lowering attack extremely useful. Pardon me. I rate it higher than I do lowering defense, because with lowering defense you can hit a slightly bit harder, but with lowering attack you can tank hits more, and that's just me. I personally prefer it. But if we now move on to his passive skill, he gets a 100% attack boost when HP is 30% or above, and of course he has a rare chance to turn into a Great Ape, the same as Goku. He says may, but it's still the same chance, just a different wording. And unfortunately, his link skills haven't changed that much. He doesn't have shocking speed, so he wouldn't fit too well on an in team. He only has GT, and because there currently isn't an in-type GT leader, I'm pretty sure there will be in the future. Most likely is going to be Super 17. We'll see. He'll fit much better, but at the moment he isn't that great, which is a shame because he will be hitting pretty damn hard, and he can also lower attack, which is extremely clutch. He has a 12 key multiplier of 130%, which, as I said earlier, is a step up from Goku, but it's still not great. Units these days get around 140%, but it's definitely better than the 12 key multiplier that Goku has. But I think we've pretty much covered everything about these two. Units. Let's go ahead and have a look at their teams, which I'm super excited for because you can definitely do a lot more with the teams now, thanks to the introduction of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and not so much Baby, because Buhan is still the current lead for Int, but in the future there will definitely be a better leader that can allow you to implement him. But let's go ahead and grab these guys, like Trunks, Gogeta, of course. How can we forget? He's a beast. Still to this day, he is a beast, mostly because of his critical hit, which is, I don't know, which is kind of unfortunate that it's the only thing that's still keeping him relevant. So we have these 5 units, and pretty much here you can just experiment with any of them. You can take Beerus, you can take Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, But today we are gonna go with, you know what? Let's go ahead with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He's a beast. Unfortunately, I don't have him, but here we go. Why does this team work? Well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 units with prepared for battle. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 units with GT. You have Over and Flash with Goku and Gogeta. The team links really well. You're basically not going to be struggling for key with this team the majority of the time. Unfortunately, only Goku and Omega share the shocking speed link, so there may be a few situations where you may not be able to super attack with Omega Shenron. The only situation where that would happen is if you are linked with Gogeta and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. But the chances of that happening are very small because keep in mind you're going to have a double Goku lead. So the majority of the time you are going to be having at least one GT unit linked up with Omega Shenron, which is still not going to give him that much ki. For example, Rose on Amon or AGL is fine because he provides himself with ki and he links perfectly with the majority of the with the majority of the other units. However, Omega doesn't really have the same passive that provides himself with ki. But the main partnership here is definitely these guys. He activates every single link that Goku has, so he is going to be hitting extremely hard. And that reminds me, if you haven't seen it already, I uploaded a video earlier showcasing Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and he is linked with Goku. And all I'm going to say is he just hits extremely hard, so if you want to check that video out, I will leave it linked at the end of this one as always. And I actually have 3 videos scheduled today, including this one, so if you haven't seen them already, as I just said, I will link them at the end. But now, let's go ahead and move on to Super Baby 2 and see how well he can fit in his team. As I said earlier, there aren't too many units with GT on an optimal int team. I don't think there are any at all, actually, so just grab Trunks, Vegeta, Buhan, Janemba, Baby 2, Super Baby 2, of course. Is that the right Janemba? Yes, not. And let's go ahead and throw Teles in there if I can find him, just simply because he provides ki to all types, and he just obviously allows you to bridge the gap between certain units. And I'm pretty certain he doesn't link with anyone here in terms of ki. Let's have a look. Janemba, he might actually. He doesn't link here, and Teles. Okay, so he literally shares no ki links with any of these units, so he isn't going to be linking very well. You will most likely have to pair him up with Teles the majority of the time to get his super attack off, but you can clearly tell that he isn't optimal. And it's unfortunate because he's actually a pretty damn good unit, and his art is dope as hell. But there are definitely better options, and it's, as I said several times, it's unfortunate, but I've pretty much covered everything. I unfortunately couldn't find the damage calculations, but if I was to take an educated guess, Baby would hit anywhere around 200 to 300k, whereas Goku would maybe hit for around 100 to 150k when he is linked up with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm not going to be saying which one is better because they are completely different units. I will say that Goku fits better on his respective team than Baby does on his respective team. But before I get out of here, I'm going to quickly show you guys an example of a team with a Goku lead for the World Tournament, of course. So we obviously want to grab the Goku lead, Cell, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Omega Shenron, Arale, and potentially Broly, actually. Or you could go for an Orb Changer. I personally am going to go for an Orb Changer, so I just quickly grab Buu. He is a very good unit. He is much better than the previous Majin Buus. This is a very solid team. You have the leader skill from Goku, you have Omega Shenron and Vegeta who can tank hits, you have an Orb Changer, you have Cell who can nuke. He can't nuke as well as Arale because she can go over 12 ki, whereas you have to have 11 ki to nuke with Cell, of course. But if we go ahead and try this with an int baby lead, if you didn't know, there actually isn't an int AoE, so for whatever reason, if you're trying to nuke maybe the Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan, God Beerus, nice one, maybe the Beerus event, if I can find him, that would be nice. So if you're trying to nuke the Beerus event or just an older event, you would most likely be taking a team like this. So grab that, grab Trunks. So pretty much the optimal team, but with a few changes. So something like this. Definitely bring Goku if you're trying to nuke the Beerus event, because he is going to be hitting the hardest. And Trunks also hits extremely hard. He has a formidable super attack. And so does Goku to an extent, but that is pretty much it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.